They signed Frimpong to be a right back, and now they don't trust him to be a right back.
The money, what he did at Newcastle.
Yeah, strange. He hasn't looked good at all. It's not like he's missed a hatful. He just doesn't look right. They took him off when they needed a goal at the weekend.
Harry Maguire.
No, you can't.
Harry Maguire.
Just put his head on something at Anfield, didn't he? That's all he did, really.
Yes, guys, welcome to That's Offside, brought to you by Gambling.com, the weekly Premier League show where fans go head-to-head in more ways than one. Now, this weekend, we've got two very special guests. We've got Bournemouth fan Tom Jordan and Nottingham Forest fan Greg Mitchell. Right, guys, Greg, I'm going to start with you. I have to. Ange Postecoglou gone in 39 days. Talk to me.
Distant memory, that one. Got to move onto brighter things now with Dyche, and I was always worried it wasn't going to work just because of how different he was as a manager compared to Nuno and Cooper before him and the way he was at Spurs, and unfortunately everything was just proven right. It was just horrendous. It never looked like we were going to improve. There was little snippets of good football every so often, but we never seemed to build on it, and it was dangerous. We were starting to get in injuries, and so it was probably 9 days too long, to be honest.
Obviously, breaking news as well now. Sean Dyche is your new manager. What are your thoughts on that?
Sean Dyche, Ian Woan, Steve Stone, it's like the old guard coming together. You hear this when clubs are struggling, don't they? They bring someone back in who's like a fan favourite. And Sean didn't really have that because he never really played for us, but he's proven that he can solidify defence, as our defence was pretty much the best in Europe at points last season, and it's the same players that have just been made to really suffer so far, and we've got to sort that out because we've spent a lot of money on them. We've invested so much into this squad, and we were always defensively solid, so we have to go back to that. So it was a mistake. We're gonna pay for it for a while, but I'm just glad we've hopefully sorted it quick enough.
Now, Tom, I'm going to come to you. You're at the different end of the table. You're at the top of the table. It seemed a weird one for you this season because you seem to sell a lot of your back line, yet you're in a very, very promising position.
Yeah, I think we're all very pleasantly surprised at the moment. I think we looked at it and we knew that clubs would sniff around because we had a good season. We ultimately finished 9th, but I think we impressed a lot last season. We had a release clause on Dean Howson, so we knew, Real Madrid come in, what can you do? And then obviously Liverpool sniff around Kirkes, what can you do? And we always felt like Zabani might stay for another, and then PSG come knocking. And I was concerned. I was very concerned, and it shows again that the recruitment. You always worry how long can they keep finding players. So far, they found really good replacements, and I think the way that we're coached with Andoni, we kind of. Everyone just comes in and plays the same way. It kind of feels like whoever comes in and out of the team, we play the same way. So at the moment, we're doing okay. And we lost Kepa as well, who's in goal on loan for the season. We've replaced him with Petrovic, who I actually think's been better. And also Adam Smith's the only remaining of the back five, and he's been injured. So we've got a whole new back five. And we've been better defensively. It's very strange, but at the moment it's functioning well. We look good at the top end of the pitch, and that's helping us. But I think at the moment it's just the way we're coached. The way we're coached at the moment, it feels like whoever's playing will play the same way.
What do you think is a realistic target for your league finish this season?
It's difficult. I think I said I'd take 14th at the start of the season. Now I'm going, will I take 4th? But no, we haven't got ahead of ourselves. I'd rip your hand off for 7th. But I still think if we get top half, I'll be well happy. I mean, it's been a really good start at the moment, but we've got to be realistic. We know teams will come and they'll start, suddenly putting out 5 wins on the bounce, and we'll have a blip, and we have started well. So I think if we can get top half again, I'll be really, really happy. And if we can have a little cup run, then why not?
Now, Greg, last time you played Bournemouth away, the scoreline wasn't great. What is your score prediction for this weekend?
Oh, gosh. Well, it's a new manager bounce, completely different setup. They'd have been preparing for this high line and pressing football, and it's not going to be like that. So if we can get anything down there, because we never beat Bournemouth. I think it's something like the only team we haven't won in the Premier League, and, even though we did so well last season. So a draw. I'd be happy with a draw, sadly. I hate doing that.
What about yourself?
Yeah, it is a weird one because Forest is, even when they've been better than us, like last season, for example, it's over a decade that we haven't lost to Nottingham Forest home or away. a really, really strange one.
Crazy.
Everyone has that kind of bogey team, and we just seem to have that over them at the moment. I would have rather have played Andrews Forest for sure. It's going to be a different setup because I like to think, if I'm thinking positively, that Dyche won't have much time with the group because we struggle with, particularly as Burnley side and Chris Wood up front, who obviously he's got now. So I think it'll be a trickier game because I think it will be hard to break them down. If we can get an early goal, I think we'll probably have a little bit too much. So I'm going to go, 2-1 Bournemouth, something like that.
Cool. So as obviously Bournemouth have been very overwhelming this season, and Forest have been very underwhelming this season, what we're going to do is we're going to build a starting 11
Lovely.
full of underwhelming players to start in the Premier League. So it doesn't just have to be your club. It can be any player in the Premier League. Think about who you're going to maybe captain as well and potentially manager. So they've got to be underwhelming as well. And then we'll get on to overwhelming. Before we get into that, guys, remember with a new sponsor, Bet442. You can check out their sign-up options on the screen and in the description. Also, UK players have the chance to win a free bet if they didn't land the jackpot on our weekly Premier League picks game. So, even more reasons to sign up to Bet442. So, we're going to start with our goalkeeper. Have a little think. Who do you think has been the most underwhelming goalkeeper this season so far?
Can I quickly go?
Should we say it at the same time?
Yeah, I think it might be the Forest keeper, unfortunately.
Yeah, I love Matt Sells. He should have got the Golden Glove outright last season. He was fantastic. He came in as a player who wasn't going to be number one, took the glove straight away. This season, he's got it all on. He has, the way we've played. But yeah, of course. I hate to say it.
I think that's the point. He was so good last season. That's why it's so underwhelming the way he's been this season, because I was really impressed with him. I'd make a little shout for West Ham side Hermanson from Leicester.
Okay.
And he's been dropped already, hasn't he? He's not even playing in goal for West Ham anymore. He's already the number 2, and they signed him for a fair bit.
Also Trafford as well, man.
Yeah, difficult one, yeah.
He had a difficult game against Spurs, and you've not really seen him since. Okay, there's your goalkeeper then. Where are we going to go for left back? We're going to play a 4-3-3 formation. So where are we going to go left back? And I think you've already got, I can see the smile on your face. I think we've already got one suggestion.
Yeah, it's a weird one because he's brilliant for us. So I don't mean to be harsh about it, but Milos Kerkez, that hasn't worked at Liverpool so far.
Struggled a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a weird one. He was brilliant for us, but it is such a different way of playing. You're going from Bournemouth to Liverpool. The pressure's completely different. The way teams set up against you is completely different. And I just don't think he's used to it. He just hasn't settled. I saw enough of him to, joking aside, think that he will be good. But I'm surprised that they haven't already taken him out of the firing line and brought in Andy Robertson, just put him back in and gone, Milos, just take a bit of time because you're not ready yet. But yeah, it just hasn't worked. And I can't think of anyone that competes with him for that left-back spot. I don't know about you, Greg.
Do you reckon you?
No, because I watched Liverpool Man U this weekend, and it was amazing, the difference in that team, the way they played, everything about them, it was the confidence, and I'm going to be shouting out a couple of more of those players, I think. Okay,
we're going to go to our 2 centre halves now. Any thoughts?
Can I get another Forest fan out? Another Forest player out?
Can we have a break from Forest?
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Can I go for one, and then you can have your Forest?
Go on. Go for it, Greg.
I think Virgil. I think Virgil van Dijk.
I said this off camera. Continue, but I agree with you.
Again, I haven't watched loads of Liverpool games this season, but watch, because we've been on Sundays because we're in Europe. I don't know if I mentioned.
Well played.
But yeah, he was terrible. He was backing off players. He was in the wrong position. They were arguing. And I just thought, you know what? We're not talking about the best and the worst players in the Premier League. We're talking about underperforming. And for me, he's a prime candidate for it.
I think that's a fair shout. I wasn't thinking about him, but I think, like you said, I think if you're thinking about where the bar is, and he's the best.
Yeah.
So then you go, I would even think if you spoke to Virgil, he'd say, yeah, I've underperformed so far. So I think that's probably a fair shout. I don't want to be horrible, but Murillo's got to be in there.
Well, out of the because
I just thought he was so good last season.
Out of Milenkovic and Murillo, yeah, him.
Yes,
he will come good though. I absolutely guarantee now, if he stays injury free, he will come good. There's talk of him going to Real Madrid and teams like that.
Exactly.
He's such a quality player where he's so like naturally good going forward for a strong defender as well. He's got that in him, but underperformed. Yeah.
And I think that's,
Hate
again,
to agree.
Both of them, they're 2 quality centre-halves, so that's the whole point, and they just underperform so much. So I think Murillo and Van Dijk's actually a decent pair, yeah.
We seem to be agreeing a lot at the moment.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, cool. We'll go on to our right back now. Tom, I'll start with you.
Ooh, right back. Let's think of a right full back that's underperformed so far. I instantly go back to Liverpool because I go, they signed Frimpong to be a right back, and now they don't trust him to be a right back.
The thing is, they signed him they got rid of Trent as
Yeah.
he wasn't defensive enough.
Yeah, I don't think Trent fancied staying there much longer.
And then Frimpong doesn't seem
Yeah.
like the defensive player they needed
No.
anyway.
And now they're reverting back to Conor Bradley, aren't they? And that kind of, that says it all, doesn't it? That how's he suddenly, they've bought him to be the right back and they're going, we don't trust him after a couple of games. So no one else springs to mind.
We've been playing Szoboszlai at right back at
Exactly.
times instead of a right back.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right there. It's one that might turn out being okay and he might sort himself out, but at the moment he doesn't look like the player they thought they'd signed. I don't know if you can figure anyone else, Greg. I can't.
No, that's the one I had anyway.
Yeah.
But no, there's no Forest player in there for me.
No, you're right back.
Okay, well, we've got 3 midfielders. So there's no specification on positions in midfield, just 3 flat midfielders. So who are the 3 we're going to go for here?
Trying to think of one that I can go for before I go for the Forest one. Just
Give it a break.
I am genuinely trying to give him a break. You've had a bad start. It's almost weirdly like a compliment how good you were last season. I didn't expect the drop off, to be fair, if I'll caveat it with that. I'm trying to think of another a top centre. I mean, at the moment, I'll chuck out. Let's get out of the way then. Gibbs White.
Greg, would you say Gibbs White?
Yeah, you've got to. Just because he was so good for us. He was our star man. We had a team built around a player. Just so exciting to be able to keep him from Spurs. Obviously, he chose to stay with us and continue his journey. But it's not happened for him so far. And it's mainly because, well, one, we're not playing well as a team. We're not set up how he liked it. And 2, Anderson's come on so much more, which I hope we'll speak about on the other side of this.
Okay, cool. So we've got Gibbs White as our first player in that midfield. We need 2 more. Who are we thinking?
Go on, just do the obvious one. Bit more of a 10. It's got to be in it, Florian Wirtz. Yeah. It's got to be in it. I mean,
I was going to say
it's not been a great start, has it? It's not been great.
I mean, come on, that sort of muddy and how good he was over there. Again, it's another one you think he's going to surely show some quality. But at the moment, I mean, he just looks like a fish out of water, doesn't he? He doesn't look right at all. He looks like a luxury player, which Liverpool can't afford at the moment. And the fact that, I don't know if it's the last few games or just the last game, he's been left out because they obviously don't trust him in there. It's a bit of a worry for how much he was, but he just doesn't look good enough at the moment, does he? It really doesn't.
Yeah.
So 1 more position left for that midfield then. Who are we thinking?
It surprises me that there's been no Man U players in any of this.
I know.
Is
it because we already know how
there's
bad
an
they are?
expectation?
They're
not there at the moment.
Yeah, that's true, and it's hard. These players that have got injuries, and so you can't really like Odegaards and players like that. But
I want to throw Mainu in there. I think he's a weird one because I think when he first burst onto the scene, shall we say, I thought he'd be really promising, but for some reason, he's not reached those heights yet. Yeah. I don't know whether that's because manager doesn't favour him or he himself is just underperforming.
Yeah, we'll never know exactly what it is, but it does feel like he's not being trusted, is he? Especially in the bigger games. He just doesn't play him, does he? He's playing Casemiro over him, Ugarte over him. He'll put Fernandes in the 2, won't he? Just over him. So, yeah, that's maybe so. I would have chucked it just because how bad they've been. Lucas Paqueta, maybe? Of West Ham. I feel like a West Ham player's got to be.
We need a West Ham player in there.
And he was nearly going to, I think Villa come in for him near the end of the window, and he was murmured like he's their main man along with Bowen. I just think every time I watch him, I think it was rubbish. I don't see anything from him. It's almost like he's packed up and gone home already. So shout for him. Could he be the 3rd?
Yeah, give it him.
Yeah.
West Ham have to feature.
They've got to be in there.
I know we expected them to be lower half, but not this poor.
No, exactly, yeah.
Okay, so our defence is done, our midfield is done. Right, now it's time to go to the top of the pitch. I think there's loads of options for here. Greg, we'll start with you. Who are we going in our front 3?
Isak. It has to be, ahead of any Forest player.
He's saving Forest again, just to save Forest.
And a bit of a bashing at Liverpool, bless him. But yeah, it's just the whole summer was about him. The money, what he did at Newcastle, he was going to go on and score 30 goals this season, and at the minute, it's not looking like that's going to happen.
Yeah, no. And the other lad, Ekitike, come in and looked all right. And I think since they've put Isak back in the Premier League, they haven't won.
Yeah.
And it's like, Ekitike must be sat there going, well, what did you got me for? It's strange that he hasn't looked good at all. It's not like he's missed a hatful. He just doesn't look right. And maybe that's because he didn't have a pre-season because he decided he didn't want a pre-season. So he definitely got to be in there. I mean, I don't want to be too Liverpool-heavy, but you can't not have Salah in there.
He could potentially be one for the right-hand side of that front 3.
He could easily be in there. I can't see how we don't put him in because, again, it's because of them expectations. He's one of the best in the business. He's one of the best. And he's been... they took him off when they needed a goal at the weekend. He's got to be
And
in
Isak. They took both of them off, didn't they?
Exactly. He's got to be in there. It's got to be Salah. He's got to be in one of the three.
Yeah, I mean, again, that Man U game, missing a sitter, not a sitter, but shooting that far wide of the post, you think that's not Salah.
No, he don't look right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put Salah in there. One more position left. It's the left-hand side.
I'm trying not to say Chris Wood.
Well,
Again,
He can be a left winger, or if we can't think of a left winger, then we can go with a forward player.
Yeah,
in the middle.
For a kind of a centre striker, obviously Chris Wood, because of how good he was last season. Again, we go back to that Forest thing of how good you were last season. It's a big drop off. I also think Ollie Watkins hasn't looked right.
yeah.
I think he's had a few knocks and he has scored, but again, it's them expectations again. I thought that he was going to be. Yeah, they had a good start of the season in terms of fixtures, and I thought him spearheading, they'll be great. And they started poorly. I think a lot of it was because Watkins ain't firing.
Yeah.
So he's in my thoughts as well with Wood. I'm just trying to get you a little Wood get out.
No, we'll have. I want to go with Watkins.
I thought you would.
I can't think of anyone off the left. I'm just trying to think. Because obviously Isak, you could put through in the middle. Is there anyone we're missing off the left? I can't think of anyone too obvious. To be fair, can you? Are you
No,
I won't think of another one. Fine.
He's trying to save them as best as possible. Okay, so we'll go with Watkins as
fair.
that final position. Now, who would you make captain of that team, i.e. the worst player in that squad or the most underwhelming player so far out of those 11?
It's the man up top, Isak.
Is that purely because of price value?
Because of expectation?
Okay.
Value. Yeah, because of the expectation.
Tom, would you agree?
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
And then if we're going to go for a gaffer that's leading this side out every week, I think
Can we have a,
we might have to come back to a certain club again.
can you have two of them on there?
Go on, we'll do
have Nuno
manager
and
and assistant manager. Who
Nuno and
would you go
Ange
for?
together, like
Well,
that.
Ange isn't in the Premier
No,
League
no.
anymore, so Nuno.
There's a reason. So we'll give it to Ange. We'll
Yeah.
give Ange. Is there another manager that we'd add as assistant?
I think, Graham Potter obviously went. I think there's a shout for how good Pereira was at Wolves. Vito Pereira last season looked like he'd sorted them out. And then he signed a new contract, and now they look awful. So I think he's kind of gone under the radar a bit of how bad Wolves have been. So I'd probably give him a shout as well.
But then we can't ignore the fact that Ange is it the worst managerial?
Apart from Sam Allardyce, but Sam Allardyce was literally contracted to the interim
Yeah.
Leeds anyway.
Can't see
So
how he can't have it. And to be honest,
We've got to put Ange.
That's
If we
his
do it
trophy.
next
That's
season,
his
he'll probably win a
trophy.
trophy. Do you know what I mean? He's
true.
he's better in his second season. But yeah,
True.
put Ange. We got to put Ange in, haven't we?
Well, there you go, guys. There is our most underwhelming starting 11 so far this season, and we've given you a captain and a manager. But if you disagree, let us know in the comments section below. Guys, it's now time for our most overwhelming starting 11 so far this season. So, who are we going to go for in goal? Greg, I'm going to start with you.
the Sunderland goalie.
Exactly what I thought.
Yeah, and tell me his name. 'cause it's just
Roofs.
gone- Yeah.
Kevin Roofs.
Yeah.
I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but I think it's Roofs, yeah.
He reminds me of my fond team. We've been so used, teams that come up are so used to the last few years, and you must know this, to almost be used to the other three going down, so we're going to be okay just. And it's just Sunderland have blown that out the water
They've
so
spent
far.
really well, I think,
They
Sunderland.
But even when they've had them games where they've come under the cosh, he's kept them in games. And, let's be honest, he's quite unheard of goalkeeper. And I think he's come in and been brilliant. And I think he's got to have it.
Sunderland spent really well in the first season, spending hundreds of millions. Forest did it, and we're told that it was absolutely terrible.
Well, Sunderland didn't sign Jesse Lingard, so.
And you did sign about 140
Yeah,
players
exactly.
in
But it
that window
worked.
as well.
So I have sympathy with Sunderland without the doing this.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our left back. I'm going to put a shout out before you guys go. Obviously, being a Spurs fan,
Yeah,
I think Jed Spence from last year, he wasn't poor last year, but I think he's really, really come on this season. Obviously, he got his first England cap and second England cap in the last international break. So I'm going to put Jed Spence in there. Is there anyone else that we think can be in that left
I'm
back
happy
role?
with Jed Spence in the sense that I also think that he's a right back.
Playing that position.
Yes, that's even more impressive. And
On his
as you
weaker
say,
foot.
Yeah, and the England call up, and he always looked comfortable for England. So, yeah, I think that's a fair shout. He was definitely in my thoughts. I'll give a little shout out to our new left back, Trafford, because he has replaced Kirkes, who, we were thinking who's going to come in and replace him. We didn't have another left back, and he's come in, and he's unbelievable, but he's come in and no one's noticed.
Yep.
He's looked really good. So he'll be a shout. But yeah, I'm happy with Spence.
I feel like we'll be talking a lot about Bournemouth in this little section. But yeah,
that's what happens.
I tell you why I love Jed Spence. He was one of the main reasons he got Forest promoted. He had his big money move, which Middlesbrough got the money for. We never got any of it. his beginning at Spurs was that bad. He ended up playing in like a
struggled a
charity
lot.
game, didn't he? He played on like,
Conte,
and you think,
yeah,
you know what, you
Conte
talk
didn't rate him
about
at all.
overperforming. That player has come from looking like he's going to fall out the Premier League and down the leagues to an England call-up.
Yep.
And actually playing, he's Champions League footballer now. And I absolutely love Jed Spence. His mum used to come to every Forest game, and their whole family just like bought into the Forest thing. And
I've got off him now.
Say that again.
Going off him now.
Okay, so Jed gets that position. We'll go to right back next.
I always thought he was good, but I don't know if it's recency bias because we've just played them. But Munoz is a player at Palace.
Oh, yes.
He is a player. He looks really... I mean, they play more wing back, don't they? But
Goals, though.
yeah,
He
goals,
gets
assists. He was always popping up. It was like having an extra winger against you. Really impressive. I do think... I always thought he was good, so it's not like he's come out of the blue, but I think he has been really probably more impressive than I expected. So he's got to be in with a shout for sure. I'm trying to think of someone else that could maybe compete with him at right back. Can you think of anyone?
No, I've got one for centre, which might be a bit of a...
Oh, you got a bit of a controversial one in there. No, I think I'm happy to go with Munoz because I think Palace deserve a player in there as well. And he has been. I think
as much as I'm not a fan, they've been fantastic.
He's been one of the best, hasn't he, in the league for sure. Yeah, I'm happy to go Munoz.
Cool. So on to our two centre halves. Who are we going to go for?
Go and do your shout, your big shout.
Here we go.
It's not a big shout. It's after the weekend as well, and he's had years being bashed. Harry Maguire.
No, you can't.
Harry Maguire. Look what he did away at Anfield.
Brilliant.
After last year as well, what almost happened with him, after being beaten by his own fans, his own self-righteous fans for years and years.
We can't put Harry
In
Maguire.
2025,
Put Harry
most
Maguire
overwhelming players. Have gone I'm fully for it. He's got a lot of stick.
Oh, he's had it
gone to
forever.
Anfield. He's got the winner.
I honestly, I love.
And
the
he almost
character
did
of
it the week before as well.
Yeah.
It's like...
I do love the character of him. He's come in and out of the team. He could have easily gone, I've had enough of this at Man United. He's gone to a lesser team and gone played and been loved again. It's brilliant. Always been brilliant for England as well. But is he? Are we literally going off a winner?
No,
He just put his head on something at Anfield, didn't he? That's all he did, really. Is he deserved to be in the... I'm happy to give you one.
No,
But
put someone
he
else
can
in.
stay there for now. Is there anyone else we think that we can put in them two slots?
I'm getting in Bournemouth straight away. Remember, we lost Zabani and Houghton, so we lost our centre halves. And Marcos Senesi has come in. He's been absolutely faultless. If you look on, all the different kind of points on FPL and stuff, he's always up there because he gets assists. He's a ball playing centre back. He's been brilliant, and I think people have forgot about him because he got left out of the team because Houghton and Zabani were so good, and we were a bit concerned. But we only needed to replace one of them two because we trusted Senesi to come back in. So I want to give him a shout. I'm not saying he's got to be in there. I think one of the Palace back three again. Everyone talks about Gahey. I think Richards, the American lad, goes under the radar. I think he's a very good centre-back. But I kind of want to put Harry Maguire in because it's funny. And I do appreciate that it's a redemption story a little bit.
Like you're arguing.
So hopefully it's the start of a redemption story because I do really feel for him and I do think
He's got to a bad state though when we're feeling for Man United players. I actually wanted Man U to win on Sunday. I thought,
it's
what
horrible,
am I doing?
Yeah.
Spent years as a kid having them win everything, and it's like...
Okay, so we'll put Harry in there then.
Go on, get out.
There you go. Harry Maguire goes in this 11.
I'll let you, because I don't want to do a Bournemouth bias, so I'll let you, if there's anyone else, or Richards or Senesi, Bournemouth and Palace, or if you forget
You've got to put your Bournemouth guy in.
Go on then, put Senesi in there.
Yeah, like what you've just said before all this about I didn't even realise the entire back five has changed.
Yeah, and I think that's why we've had a lot of clean sheets, we look good defensively, so I think he deserves his flowers for that.
Perfect. On to our midfield three. Who are we thinking?
Go on, you can start.
Well, we've been that poor, so you've got to give me one. Geordie Maradona Anderson.
Geordie, man.
I thought where's he going to go with this?
I had to stop myself then.
Yeah.
He's been unbelievable, and not just for us, but for England. He got 2 man of the match performances in a row. How we bought him, how he was probably just going to start being fed into the team slowly.
I feel like he really made a difference
He is
for England as
a
well.
fantastic
really
player.
Dictated the player.
He made Rice have a bit of a licence as well. It's intelligence. It's that intelligence footballer. Really impressive.
And he's got that kind of footballing innocence. And I'm not comparing him to Gaza here at all. I'm just saying he's almost got.
He's about to. He's about to.
Just like Gaza, he's got that footballing innocence where it's just about have the ball at your feet and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Dyche will teach that out. But no, I think that's fair. I think Anderson, in what's been a really difficult start for Forest, he's been incredible. And as you said, like for England, the way he's just fitted in there has been, and suddenly as an England fan, you're going, hang on a minute, we might have sorted this out. Because as we weirdly alluded to earlier with Mainu, and we're thinking who can part the Rice, and suddenly he's come out and I think, God, I trust him. He looks really intelligent player. So I'm happy for Anderson to go in there for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool, we need two more then.
Two more in centre midfield. So who's been, let's have a little think here. Come on. I'm trying to think who's been... It's difficult because I think Soisalu's been brilliant, for example, and Enzo Fernandez, but they should be.
Yeah.
So I don't want to... Do you know what I mean?
I want to just shout, I'm not saying necessarily for this team, again being biased, but Bergvall for Spurs, considering his age, I think he's one of our key players. Again, he didn't play much at the weekend, but I think considering his age, he has been such an important person for us.
How old is he? Is he early 20s?
Yeah. And I think he's 6 foot. No one even knows his height. He's like 6'1". He's huge. He's brilliant for us. And I think he really dictates a lot of games, especially when he plays. You notice a difference when he comes on or when he starts a game. Again, not sure if he's strong enough to be in this starting 11, but he is a key player for us at Spurs at the moment, especially again bringing his age.
You're not saying this is the best 11 in the
No,
true.
So if you feel like,
but I feel like
it,
we're in terms of not necessarily best player, but I feel like he is doing certain things for us at Spurs that maybe bigger players like the Cole Palmers or whoever, Foden maybe he's not played, should be still doing for the Cities, the Chelseas, and maybe haven't this season for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. And I think the fact that he didn't play at the weekend and then you look worse for it is a big claim in itself. I was just thinking about the teams that, the newly promoted sides and Leeds and Stack in midfield, and I think it wouldn't be fair to bring him up. I think Leeds have probably done a little bit better than people thought. And I remember we went to Ellen Road and we done well to get a point out of it. They were very good. And I thought Stack in the middle was really, really impressive. So, and I think he's done well. They're really happy with him. So I think he's one that deserves at least a shout out because, there's a reasons Leeds and Sunderland Burnley are doing so well. They've got some good players in there. So I think he's got to be in there with a shout.
I also want to bring up, I'm going to say I can't stand him, but it's because of his foreign club. But I think what a great buy from Sunderland for Xhaka, by the way, as well. I thought with his age as well.
He's been right up there.
But he's given such consistency so far this season. And I think in a Sunderland team that needed that.
I think he's got to go in. I completely forgot about Xhaka. I think Xhaka's got to go in. Yeah. He's been brilliant.
Same type of thing as Henderson at Brentford, but I think Xhaka really has made a difference at Sunderland.
So Xhaka and Anderson are in. I'm just trying to think if there's someone a bit more 10, so we're forgetting about him.
Again, it's hard because your Arsenal, Man City, not Liverpool, but Arsenal, Man City players are expected to be up there.
So
it's hard to put them in.
I wonder then if I'm thinking down that route for City, I didn't realise how good Reinders was.
Okay.
So could that be a shout? I think he's come in and just fitted in so well. Okay. And sometimes it takes him a bit of time. And I think he's got in there, you go, he starts. And I think that's quite impressive. Whereas for Arsenal, Zubamendi's come in and out. Reinders seems to go in, I think. So he would maybe be my shout, actually.
One club before we finish it is Newcastle with Tonali and
Bruno and Joe Linton. But they're all brilliant, though.
But are we not? Yeah, true. I wouldn't say they're necessarily
over.
I would say they're overwhelming because I think that for a club of I know Newcastle are a huge club, but in terms of spend and things like that, I think any of those three could play for a stereotypical top six club. And I think that they're being consistent and they're still, again, I'll bring it to the point, they're more overwhelming at the moment than some people that are expected to do it. That's the only reason I'd say it. We all know they're three brilliant players. But just another shout. But who's going to get that remaining slot then?
I think if we went to Newcastle, I think Tonali's been the standout for them. So I'd be happy to put Tonali in.
He was fantastic against us.
Yeah, I think
even Scholes the other weekend really praised Tonali.
Yeah,
brilliant.
And like you say, I think, yes, we expect him to be good, but I'm going to the stage now where I think Tonali's one of the best centre midfielders in the league. Did we expect that? Maybe not.
We didn't think that, I don't think, last season either. Obviously, a large majority of it banned, but...
Yeah.
But so Tonali's going to get our last slot.
I'm happy to go Tonali if you are. Yeah, in the first spot. Yeah,
just because of how he was with us.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Okay, cool. So we move on to our front three. Here we go. And if you don't say your lad,
I might do.
You've got to say him because I was desperate for him in the summer. We didn't get him.
Yeah.
But who are we going to say first?
Yeah, Antoine Semenyo. You can put him on the right, you put him on the left, put him wherever you want. He's been brilliant. I mean, we're delighted to keep him. There was obviously murmurings from quite a few clubs, but I don't think there was any official bids as such. But the fact that he signed a new deal, we were surprised about. I mean, we're not going to probably keep it for too much longer. We know where we are in the food chain, but I think, he's just, I mean, ever since he's come, he's been good, but he just keeps going up a level, and
He's been brilliant this season.
I think a lot of kind of wide players, he's got pace, he's got trickery, which a lot of wide players have. It's that power, so strong that he just knocks people off the ball, which is really impressive. And a few games recently, we think, oh, Semenyo wasn't quite as good, and then the opposition fans are going, he's unplayable, and that's where the bar is for us now, because we know how good he is. And he was brilliant last season, but the fact he's adding the goals and assists as well takes the pressure off people like Evan Nilsson, like Justin Kluivert. It takes the pressure off. He's absolutely brilliant. He's probably, even if we were going off just the best, he'd be in there, I think. I think he's been magnificent, and hopefully he hasn't got a little release clause. But we love him. Really enjoyed seeing him.
You've learned from that. Sure.
Sometimes it doesn't matter if they've got a release clause. They still don't end up leaving anyway.
Yeah.
Greg, we're going to go with you. Okay, so we've got 2 more slots left if we put Semenyo in there. Who do you think?
I'm just glad you've done it in the formation you have, because I needed to fit Jack Grealish in.
Ooh.
I love Jack Grealish. I loved him at Aston Villa. The way that Man City managed to almost put him as a part of the machine rather than how he's a great player. Everton, they've managed to get him clicking again. We saw videos of him in the summer at the Oasis gig, and anyone's allowed to have fun, but he looked like a bit of a broken guy, and I thought, is this like all the expectation got to him? And the way he has started for Everton, the way he's performed, the way Everton are right up the table now because of him, I just think he's a fantastic player, a fantastic person by all accounts, and he deserves to be in that. Like that's probably one of my top ones out of all of them.
Yeah, it's a great shout. He's got to be on the left. I would say it's probably because he came from Bournemouth, but I did want to make a shout out for Jane Nantley at Burnley. I think he's gone under the radar. That he's one of the. I think he was, last time I looked, the top scoring Englishman in the league. And Jane Nantley, the winger for Burnley. Do you know what I mean? He come from us for like 9 million, and he was kind of okay for us in the Championship. But really pleased to see him doing well. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. But Jack Grealish on the left, absolutely.
Come on then, who is our number 9?
I don't think there's any standouts. Do you?
Well, no, this isn't mine, by the way, but Haaland's back on form, isn't he?
He looks all right.
He's not for that, but it's like last season you were thinking, is he going? Is it like? But he's well back.
Yeah, he's not bad, is he?
there.
I like Thiago at Brentford. I think I think he looks good, and I think he came in last season and was injured straight away, and he was supposed to be kind of that Tony replacement. He had a long spell out, and he's come back in, and he's looked quite good for him. He's gone a little bit under the radar as well.
Who was it he smashed up there? Was it Man United?
Yeah, and obviously West Ham really recently looked good as well. Yeah, I think he looks decent. I think Newcastle fans would probably be saying Voldemort has gone. He's actually, record's not bad.
And he scored a good goal the other weekend as well.
Yeah, he's good to watch as well.
Yeah, he's a bit different, isn't he? And it is quite funny to put Isak in the other one and Voldemort.
That's controversial, but it's true.
I would be all for it. I almost want to say Danny Welbeck as well. He's got a brace again. He's still going, isn't he?
But that's just Danny Welbeck.
I know, that's But every time I feel like, maybe he's done, he's there again, Welbs. But I don't know, there's no standouts, but I think there's a few in there. I'm leaning towards Voldemort.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What
do you reckon? Have you got any other shouts?
No, I agree with you. I was going to say him anyway. I think his finish of the week was brilliant. The little back heel when the ball was behind. And I think he's got a lot of pressure on him. You say Isak's got a lot of pressure because of the fee. But that whole saga over the summer with Isak leaving really, really late, and are they going to get a replacement? And obviously Wissa going in at Newcastle and stuff like that. He's had big shoes to fill. And I think he's done well. I think he really has started this season well. So I'm happy for him to go in. So there you go. There's our starting 11 of overwhelming players. We need a captain now. So who do you think has been the better or the most overwhelming player in that starting 11 so far?
You wait for me to say it?
Yeah, go on.
Give Antoine Semenyo the
Okay, yeah, I agree. Okay, so we give him the captain armband. And just like we did with the underwhelming squad, who's going to be our gaffer for this one? So who do you think is the gaffer that's impressed you the most so far this season that maybe you weren't expecting?
I mean, I know how good Iraola is, so I'm not going to put him in there. I think Glasner's a top coach, but I do think he's got a little bit even more. I just think he is, I think he's got to be. And you can I know it's technically at the start of the season, but in the Community Shield, and they were. And then they were the first team to kind of show Liverpool, if you get at him a little bit. Just think he's a really intelligent
He's
coach.
also had a lot to deal with Eze leaving, Gahey potentially leaving right at the last minute and then staying. He's had a lot of saga to deal with. So I'd go with that. Right?
Yeah, it's sadly through gritted teeth. I agree. And hopefully he gets poached. Goes somewhere else soon.
Perfect, guys. There is our most overwhelming starting 11, and we've given you a captain and a manager in there as well. If you disagree or you think there's somebody else that should be in one of those positions, let us know in the comments section below.